How did the move to D-line come about?
I got a call about a week before camp from Coach Harbaugh. It was pretty unexpected. Made me a little nervous because I was out to lunch with my dad actually, and I missed it. I didn't get a call back for about an hour, so I was kind of just sitting there, mind scrambling. But they're pretty low at in their depth at D-line, specifically like nose tackle, 3-tech. So it was exciting. It made me a little nervous when I first heard the news, but I called my parents to tell them, my older brothers, and they made me pretty excited about it. So
You feeling pretty comfortable there so far?
very comfortable, yeah. Really liking it. Really like Coach Noah. He's helped me a lot. Carlo Kemp too has helped me develop my game. So
What was the hardest part of the transition?
the mentality is a little different between the offense and defensive line. I felt like at D-line I kind of had to change my mindset into attack mode rather than you're still attacking at offensive line, but really just coming off the ball, firing off, and trying to run through someone at D-line.
Had you ever played D-line in the past?
I did in high school, but my focus was more offensive line. I don't know how it came about that I started being like more passionate about O-line in high school, but it was always just something that I thought I'd stick with.
What are the first few things they taught you, technique-wise, like when you get in that room?
In the D-line room, probably, stance was probably the first thing, just because you have to know your stance. But something that I tried to learn as quickly as I could was just hands, explosive hands. You can't lead with your head. One, you got to protect your head. Two, you got to stun the defender, try and get him off his block, penetrate. Yeah.
So how is it, switching positions? You said you found out like 2 weeks before fall camp, so
Yeah.
it's not been very long. So how has that kind of been?
It's been good. Everyone knows that it was kind of a little bit of an awkward position just because I've already been here 2 years and put a good bit of time into offensive line. The way Harbaugh presented it was that they're just going to try me at D-line, and I was probably a weekend and realized that I really liked it, really had a passion for it. So I just tried to develop as quickly as I could, try to make up for 2 years that I lost playing O-line.
What is he like about it? What is it that speaks to you?
I would just say I just like coming off the ball, really, just attacking someone, trying to run through them. Being the aggressor, just a little bit different than offensive line. It's a little less thinking, in my opinion, than offensive line. I played center and some guard, and sometimes I feel like it would kind of slow me down a little bit. In a defense, it's just you have your gap, you have your key, find your gap, find your key, and just try to run through the person in front of you.
Is there anything that's changed since, because you said in high school you were more passionate about offensive line, is there anything that's changed that made you more, like defensive line now?
I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I don't really know how to answer that, sorry.
You've been here for a couple of years, so you grow pretty close with the other O-linemen. Now you're
Oh, yeah.
smashing into them. What's that like? Any trash talking, anything?
No, they're only encouraging.
Okay.
Yeah, I love those guys. I'm living with two of them right now, Andrew Stieber and Joel Huntingford. They're some of my best friends, so they're only supportive, complimentary, and I'm never going to get in any of their faces. They're never going to get in any of mine.
How's Stuber doing?
He's doing well. Yeah, he's keeping a really positive mentality, attacking the rehab every day.
After spending the last couple of years, working scout team and all of that, what was it like for you to finally get in a game in week one?
It was very exciting. I was talking to Gabe Newberg, who's a freshman right now. He's grinding really hard on the scout team D-line. And last year I made it into 2 plays on field goal. And we were just sitting there thinking about, how many plays you have to put in to just get 2 plays or something like, I think it might have been like 500 plays for 1 play. But it's like worth it. And, Gabe's keeping a really positive mentality about it and everything. And he knows that he's going to have to grind a whole lot, just like every scout team player has to just get in as much as they can.
Having played offensive line, are there things that help you now where it's like, oh, that was challenging when the lineman did that to me?
Yes, sir, yeah. So just especially pass rush moves, that's something that just like depth, have to get the hands off. If the O-lineman's trying to, reach out, grab you, you just got to get your hands off, stuff like that. Stuff that maybe it might be a little harder for someone who's just coming in who doesn't know the offensive position that well, understand everything. So.
Did you ask Wilt about the change? What do you thought?
Yeah, so he actually he was probably like the third or fourth person I called. I called my parents, and then some teammates that had also switched back and forth between the line. And I called him, and obviously I was pretty down. Not down, I would just say confused what to think. You know, I didn't know if I had been wasting time playing offensive line. He was immediately like ecstatic, enthusiastic, you know, saying that this might be one of the best moves that I've ever made while I've played football. Just told me to update him whenever I could. Constantly texted me during camp. I was texting him too about how camp was going for him, preseason and everything. So yeah, he was very encouraging though. Really appreciative.
Why did he think it was a good move for you?
I think that he's always just seen me as like a strong, fast individual, and just thought that those traits could show on the defensive line.
How's he doing? Did he?
He's doing well. He's waiting to hear if he's on the practice squad for the 49ers. I don't know what I can say, to be honest. I don't know yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what I could say about that. But
You ever wanted to line up against him? She said.
I've only blocked for him. I've blocked for him in high school. It'd be weird. I can't imagine just looking across and trying to him being the one I'm trying to take to the ground.
Are your parents taking more vacations now that you're on scholarship?
No, they come up here every game though. They're very supportive. Really appreciate it.
What was it like telling them that?
They're very excited. Yeah, they're very excited. I was glad that I could kind of do that for them, and I'm glad that they were so supportive all those years and paid for my tuition the first 2 years while I was here.
How did they tell you? Here.
Right after practice, Coach Harbaugh, as he usually does, brings everyone together and announced that Andrew Basardis and I would be the two guys getting the scholarship, along with the others that he announced a couple weeks before.
What's your favorite Metallica song?
For Whom the Bell Tolls, probably. I figured someone was going to ask me that. But yeah, For Whom the Bell Tolls.
A lot on your pregame playlist, or?
Yeah, my pregame playlist is mainly heavy metal and some EDM. Kind of a weird mix up, but.
When was that then? When you were told after practice? How long?
Probably like right after our first game, probably. So right after Middle Tennessee. I think it was a Monday.
Is there an idea that's coming, or is it a total surprise? I mean,
I had an idea that it was coming, just because he kind of had announced that he's waiting. He's decided. He named some names of who he was thinking about giving scholarships to, and Basardis and I were on there, along with some others.
Ben Mason is new to this too, but are you picking up just his aggressive approach to this? What do
Yeah, Ben Mason and I are really good buddies. We're not living together, but I would call him one of my best friends, maybe my best friend. Roommates freshman year and everything. So he's one of those guys that I've always tried to kind of just like admire how he approaches the game. You know, in the weight room, he's always in the weight room. Same with Basardis. He was one of those guys that I always try to learn something from, just through the scout team O-line the freshman year. But yeah, Ben's aggression is definitely admirable on either side of the ball.
You mentioned that Sean New has helped you a lot with the transition. What are some things that he's done to help you?
He's always willing to put in extra time. Always bringing players into his office, talking to them one-on-one, building a personal relationship. You know, I'll watch film in his office. I won't have to be the one to text him. He'll just be like, "Come on, let's go watch some film." Very helpful. He doesn't try and overflow his players' brains with technique and all this stuff. He really lets them play, and then slowly but surely he'll try and teach his players like one thing of technique every day or something like that.
Anything else for Jess?